The late German statesman and diplomat Otto von Bismarck said, let me quote him, "Politics is not an exact science." And I dare say that students of political science are still debating the logic as we speak. For the Labour Party in Abia State, the governorship election won in the March 11 polls by Dr. Alex Otti has become a bridge too far. A federal high court sitting in Kano and presided over by Justice Yunusa has nullified the candidature of Abia Governor-elect Alex Otti. A certain Ibrahim Haruna had gone to court asking that the exercise by both the LP and the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Abia and Kano states be declared null and void, as they did not keep to the provisions of the Electoral Act 2022. Now, the court ruled, therefore, that the failure of the LP Labour Party to submit its membership within 30 days before their primaries renders the process null and void in the two states. Jide, so what happens next?
They are going to take steps to vacate the court
Or stay
ruling.
of execution?
No, they will try to vacate it altogether. And I think the grounds upon which they can do that are obvious. You can't sit in Kano and rule over a matter
In
that has to
Abia.
do with Abia.
So jurisdiction is key here.
Yes, and jurisdiction is everything in law.
In law, yeah, I guess so.
If you lack jurisdiction and you went ahead to sit on a matter and you are not the final court, you know, you've wasted your time. You've wasted your time. Lawyers know some of these things, but they still edge on their clients to go ahead.
It's about taking fat briefs and so on.
Yes, or what is popularly called in law forum shopping. You know, so this is what we are seeing, and the governor, Alex Otti, is very relaxed about this because he knows that similar cases have been filed and dismissed. So he's relaxed. He's telling the people of Abia, calm down, nothing will happen. Don't be bothered. We are preparing for our inauguration, and I think nothing should stop that inauguration. Alex Otti,
10 days to go.
Yeah, Alex Otti is the most prepared of all the people contested for that position in Abia State. He had wanted it for years. He had been robbed in the past. This time around, it pleased God to let him win, and he has won. So let them wait for him to run the government. Maybe he is the real change that Abia State desperately needs, because Abia, you just need to pass through Aba, for example. Aba typifies the ugliness and the absentee governance.
When I remember that Aba is supposed to be the Japan of Nigeria, my heart bleeds.
Yes,
this same Aba of yesterday.
But leadership is key in everything, and I believe that with good leadership, Abia can still claim the glory that it has lost.
And why not? Even before we came on, we talked about what's on the floor. Politicians must learn to play by the rules, you know, whether or whether, according to Zebediah, you know. Play by the rules, save the courts a lot of time wasting and all that.
Okay. I mean, you can see that in recent times, a lot has been happening. People have thrown a lot of caution and been responsible to the wind. They just go ahead and run after, you know, what is not, you know, chasing shadows. But then what came to my mind when I read this story was that, okay, like BKO said, which is true, that the court in Kano lacked the jurisdiction. What if it had been a court that has the right to make such a pronouncement? Now, the question is, INEC is supposed to be the umpire of anything that has to do with election and political party, politicking and everything. So where is the place of INEC in all of this? is it that somehow if I'm to take what they have taken to court for a fact, is it that INEC has failed in some aspects? Is it an expose of the shortcomings of INEC? Because INEC is the umpire. So everything that is wrong, I think the blame should first go to INEC. I remember the governor of Ogun State, the candidate of a Labour Party in Ogun State. It was not ratified. So he could not, the party had no candidate on the ballot paper. And that was the work of INEC. So if actually Otti did not do right, how come it was on the ballot paper? So at the end of the day, I'm just looking at a lot of things that INEC should, they committed a lot of error.
Yeah, yeah.
And I hope that there will be rooms to make amends.
Sometimes I wonder if politics bears a semblance, Jide, to soccer. Everything falls on the referee. Thank goodness VAT is here. So I don't know about politics.
Yeah, the way it is now, our courts have assumed the role of VAR.
VAR, rather.
Yes. You can actually win on the battlefield, and the courts can take away your victory. The courts have the final say, just as you always say, time is the master here.
It is the master, yeah.
The courts are the masters in our democracy, and it's going to take a while. It was like that in the UK for some time, but today you never hear of election-related litigation. So I hope that we get there one day when our elections become very credible.
Yeah.
And
the referee in the INEC will be spared all this wahala.
Yes. Politicians have to behave themselves. Some of what INEC does for the wrong reasons. They don't just
provoke
politicians that are behind it. So